There's no way. There's just no way that I'm already doing a horror Blu-ray update collection video when I just did one last month. Guys, something's wrong. Something's wrong. What is up, you guys? Ryan Brewer back here, the host of Michael Myers Reacts. And yes, you heard me right. I am here to do an updated horror Blu-ray collection / movie collection. I have a couple of DVDs that I'm going to show. Guys, I don't know if you know what I mean by something's wrong, but I think this past month I've had an addiction with growing my horror movie collection. I told you guys before that I was trying to make my collection bigger and have more horror movies in my collection. And that's what I've been doing. I actually have quite a bit of movies to talk about here today. So this video might be kind of long. I mean, it's not a lot. I even think it might be just as much as the last video I did. Or maybe even some more. I don't know, but this one's going to be pretty fun because I do have quite a bit to talk about. Like, I'm sitting here looking at them and wow, within a month, I got all of these movies, and that is just hard to believe. So let's just go ahead and get right into this. I'm going to start with the DVDs first. I actually only have a couple of DVDs I want to talk about before I get into the actual Blu-rays. And I'm pretty much going to continue from where I left off on the January update Blu-ray collection. I showed you guys that I had Night of the Living Dead on Blu-ray. And I have Dawn of the Dead on DVD here. Now, I know this ain't the Blu-ray, and you guys know how I am with Blu-rays. I'm more of a Blu-ray guy, but I still like DVDs. This movie is so hard to find on Blu-ray. I'm guessing it's out of print or something. But if they ever re-release Dawn of the Dead on Blu-ray, I will definitely pick it up. But I just got the DVD right now because, you know, this is really the only way I can get it. And I have to have this in my collection. I don't think I've shown this on the video. I might have. If I did, then I'm sorry. But I got Dawn of the Dead. The next DVD and the last DVD I'm going to talk about on here, I actually just got yesterday, and that is The Ring and The Ring 2. I've seen The Ring twice now. I watched it a long time ago, and I watched it again yesterday. Pretty good movie, very weird movie. The Ring 2 I have not yet seen, and I'm probably going to be checking that movie out today, actually. Expect a couple of reviews on these films in the future, not anytime soon, because I'm in the process of finishing the Halloween franchise, but I will be covering these two movies here on the channel, so definitely stay tuned for that. So now I'm going to get into the Blu-rays. Now, I know for sure I have not shown these on video or talked about these. I also got Dawn of the Dead Remake from 2004, directed by Zack Snyder. An amazing remake, one of my favorite. I know I did a video called My Top 5 Favorite Horror Remakes, and this was on there. I do absolutely love this film. Very happy to have this in the collection because I have fun with this movie. I haven't watched it since I brought it, and I really do need to revisit it. But yeah, Dawn of the Dead Remake. Can't go wrong with it, especially if you're a fan of zombies. I mean, it's a terrific zombie movie. And another zombie movie that I got recently is George A. Romero's Day of the Dead. Now, this is another absolutely amazing zombie film. George A. Romero is a horror legend. He's amazing. He gave us Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and Day of the Dead. I own all three now. Unfortunately, Dawn isn't on Blu-ray, but I will try my best to get that on Blu-ray. But this is the collector's edition, and there's actually a lot of special features on there. And I actually absolutely love this artwork for Day of the Dead. It's amazing. This next film I reviewed on the channel maybe a week and a half ago, and I got it at Dollar Tree for $1, and that is The Gallows from 2015, a found footage horror film that I surprisingly found myself enjoying. This movie gets a lot of hate, and I really don't know why, because I think this movie was pretty fun. When I first seen it, I was like, it's $1, I'll pick it up. If I don't like it, I'll just sell it. It was $1. I actually like the movie, and it's definitely going to stay in my collection. I'm actually probably one of the few people who actually like this movie, but that is The Gallows. Really good movie. I would recommend checking it out. I don't know why people hate it. This next one, I am so happy to have in my Blu-ray collection. I didn't have it for so long, and I don't know why, and that is Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. Now, this is a classic. You can't go wrong with Psycho. I watched it when I first got it, and I actually need to watch it again. I always like to go back to my movies because I don't watch this movie enough, and Psycho's a classic. It's kind of the godfather of slashers, but I have to revisit this again because it's been probably almost a month since I've seen it, and I don't watch this movie enough, and it has some pretty decent special features there on the back, but I definitely need to watch this one again because it's absolutely great. These next three movies, I'm going to be talking about has become probably one of my favorite horror franchises of all time. It's a lot of people's favorite horror franchises of all time. And you just can't go wrong with any of these three movies. These three movies are fantastic. If you haven't seen them, what are you doing? Please go see these movies. And that is The Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 here on Blu-ray, and Army of Darkness. All three of these movies I absolutely love. I have so much fun with these movies that, like, it's just not even funny. These movies are so good to me. I absolutely love them. I actually did a little funny video about Army of Darkness. You know, where Ash gets his hand and he's like, groovy. I did it. It's on the channel. You can find it. Just type in like Michael Myers Reacts Groovy and it'll pop up. But it's pretty funny. But yeah, those three movies, you honestly cannot go wrong with them at all. These next two that I'm going to be talking about are also found footage films that I've seen recently and actually really enjoyed. And that is VHS and VHS 2. Now, I like VHS 1 a little better than VHS 2, but both films are a really good time. You can't go wrong with these movies, but if you could only watch one, I would definitely recommend the first one. Now, there's some good stories in this one, but this one has the better stories. If you're confused what I mean by stories, these are found footage anthology films, which I'm also going to be covering these on the channel in the future. So definitely stay tuned for that. But check out VHS at least. And if you like this one, then check out VHS 2 because they're very fun. Here we go again. The next two are absolute classics that you can't go wrong with. I can kind of show these by two, I guess. And that is Jaws and Jaws 2. Both films that I really enjoy. I know that there's Jaws 3 and Jaws the Revenge, but I'm really just a fan of these two films. Jaws and Jaws 2, they're so great. Now, Jaws is obviously the better film, but this is a pretty darn good sequel in my opinion. These movies are definitely recommended. You need to check out Jaws and Jaws 2 if you haven't seen them yet. Next up is another found footage film. You're probably thinking, dude, why do you have so many found footage films? Recently, I have found myself watching more found footage films. I never was a huge found footage film person. I actually did my top 5 favorite found footage film video, which is also on the channel. But I've caught myself watching more found footage films recently, and I also have The Blair Witch Project here on Blu-ray. I actually, surprisingly enough, I seen this movie for the first time this year because, like I said, I've never been a hardcore found footage fan person. I love the Paranormal Activity fan person. That doesn't even make sense. I've never been a big found footage person. Now, I love the Paranormal Activity series, and I don't know. I checked out VHS and VHS 2, and I was like, I also need to check out The Blair Witch because I know this is a big one. This is the godfather of found footage, and it was good. I'm not going to lie. I like The Blair Witch. It's a little slow, I think, but it's a really good film. Next up, this actually just came in the mail today, and that is Zombieland here on Blu-ray, a classic horror comedy that absolutely cracks me up. Love this movie. If you've seen the movie, you guys know how good it is and how funny it is. Zombieland, like what can I say about it? It's just amazing. Like if you haven't seen it, just watch it. And of course, if you have Zombieland, you have to have Zombieland Double Tap, another really good sequel that I just seen for the first time, probably about a week ago now or 6 days ago. I had just as fun with this movie than what I did with the first movie. Like, they're both very fun movies. I love them both equally. I couldn't choose one over the other. I think they're both really, really good films. So that's Zombieland and Zombieland Double Tap. And last but certainly not least, my favorite movie of 2019. This is actually not a Blu-ray. This is a 4K Ultra HD, and that is Joker. Joker, me and Slasher Movies 410 did a talking horror episode on this. It's episode 2. We pretty much go into pretty good detail with Joker, and that'll explain like what I think of this movie, but I can wrap it up for you guys. I absolutely love Joker. This movie is just phenomenal and incredible, and if they make Joker 2, I'm definitely going to go see it. Definitely excited for Joker 2 if they make it, but you cannot go wrong with Joker. If you haven't seen this, I recommend this movie more than any of the movies that I showed you today. Because Joaquin's performance is terrific. Todd Phillips, who directed it, did amazing. I'm sure most of you've seen Joker because it was the biggest movie of last year. So that is my horror update Blu-ray collection for February of 2020. I know that's crazy because I literally just did one last month. I plan on doing these more. I may have another one in a few months. I'm going to try not to do one every month because I really can't do that. I just brought so much this month that I had to give you guys another updated horror Blu-ray collection. Probably 2 to 3 months from now, expect another one. I'm going to try to do these a lot more because I know people love to see other people's collections. Like, that's just how it is. I like watching people's horror collections. So if you guys did enjoy this update, please leave a like and subscribe. That would be much appreciated. Definitely subscribe if you want more Halloween Kills updates, more horror Blu-ray collections, and just more horror videos in general. Definitely subscribe because I have a lot of that coming to you guys. So yeah, that's it for me, and I will see you guys on the next video.